Well, many years ago, we were tasked to think about how to make West Campus architecturally and programmatically attractive for upper-class students. Considering at the time what we had were 6 concrete block buildings that were built for freshman men, that was a huge challenge.
The West Campus system is one of the ways that Cornell University helps to foster a feeling of togetherness and community for each student among the 22,000 students on our Ithaca campus.
The vision really was to provide an intellectual opportunity for students to stay on campus and to work directly with faculty mentors.
It was and is an effort to transform undergraduate culture. It seeks to end what some students used to call the idea that living in dormitories and residences was to live in an intellect-free zone. The buildings these replaced, the U-Hauls, were mainly loathed, occasionally loved, from when they were built.
My dad lived on West Campus 30 years ago. When he came to visit me here, he was amazed. He said 5 dormitories, they each have their own library, they have their own dining, they have a live-in house professor, live-in dean.
The West Campus house system is about creating a community for students that want to stay intellectually engaged, have a little fun, and have a place that they can feel safe and comfortable in.
Where students get to live in a context that inspires academic growth outside of the classroom.
I absolutely love it. I've been here 3 years now, and it's my home.
I love it, it's incredible. They give you opportunities and outlets to do fun things and also meet people in the process.
It's helped me make the best friends that I have.
There's definitely an opportunity to meet people who can add on to your life, people who can get you interested in things you never thought you'd be interested in before.
The official tagline is a living, learning community, yes. And unlike many taglines, I suppose, that actually seems to bear out.
The houses are in fact named after 5 legendary faculty of the past to make it clear that the principal leadership role for each house is provided by the house professor.
The house professor is a live-in, distinguished member of the senior faculty at Cornell University who wants to enhance the ways and means by which undergraduates interact with professors outside the classroom.
To be the intellectual leader for the community, and that can take on a broad range of things, from organizing a go-kart activity to bringing in world-class speakers into our apartment.
He has teas at his apartment every week.
Students ask questions, the house professor maybe has a starter question, and it just goes from there. It just feels so natural.
That's awesome, to go and listen to an expert talk in their field.
Last week we had an expert on the leatherback turtle.
This year we're having Mark Bittman come. We're gonna get to meet him. He's gonna do a cooking session for us.
We had the mayor last week. He came by and spoke to us for a little bit.
For me, one of the things that's been very exciting is to see how alumni have become involved in the house system.
We have guests come down to the cookhouse. They stay in the cookhouse guest suite.
They come and speak to students on site, which is a great contribution to make, and students always get a lot out of that.
I mean, there are lots of opportunities for sponsoring programming that alums can contribute to.
These gorgeous buildings are done. The Capitol project is finished. But that's just the beginning. As great as the structures are, it's the programs and the people that require continuing investment.
There are leadership opportunities available and great ways to get involved. I am the vice president of the Cook Collective, which is the house leadership program at Alice Cook House.
I'm part of House Council, so it's a lot of participation in that, preparing events for Carl Becker and West Campus events.
It also is just a great place for someone who wants to really hit the books and work hard, you know? Everything is taken care of for you. You have a nice clean space, you have a dependable staff and community, not to mention the food.
The best part of the dining is the Wednesday night house dinners, where they have a special dinner for everyone, and it's set up really beautifully, and there's a theme to it.
The house fellows, they'll each have designated tables for each of them at house dinner.
And having the opportunity to share a meal with them, something that's a little more casual and informal and really allows you to get to know them as full people, is delightful.
The idea of house dinner is to create community.
Here's an opportunity for an English major to come and sit and have dinner with a guy who studies Mars.
They're not just professors, they're people just like us.
When they find out what I do on my day job, I usually get an earful, but they provide a great resource for me.
Too often I've had students who come to me and say, can you write a letter of recommendation? And you can't do it unless you know them.
It means something to have a professor come in and be there for you.
I think that's where a different kind of learning takes place, and a learning that lasts a lifetime.
I've formed bonds with all the professors as well as the student staff, the graduate resident fellows.
Oftentimes in an undergraduate's life, they may not meet a graduate student other than as an instructor.
Graduate resident fellows are graduate students who are here to be the eyes and ears of the house professor and the assistant dean in terms of monitoring student well-being.
We plan events for them that are intellectually stimulating, artistically exposing them to new things that they might not have done otherwise.
Everything from emotional support to a door to knock on when the bathrooms are flooded.
We also help them with their homework.
I do a lot of tutoring support with the residents.
It really makes a huge impact in the students' lives. Cornell can be tough, it really can for any student.
You can turn to them and ask them like, hey, why are you in grad school? What is it about Cornell that made you come here?
Is it law school? Is it a PhD program? They can give me that first-hand experience of grad school.
The other thing that is here is support for programming.
We do all sorts of stuff. A month ago we went to Niagara Falls, which was awesome.
I've loved the New York City trips.
I'm taking a group to the theater.
Currently I'm working on a francophone table. We talk about everything we'd like to talk about, but in French.
I took some students to see a play that I was singing in.
I did a Habitat for Humanity trip. We're putting together a program right now for interviewing skills and public speaking skills.
The more living you do, the more learning you do. The more opportunities you have to meet different people and to hear about their stories.
I've met people from Chile, from Peru, from Bangladesh, from Egypt.
I had someone from Europe and someone from China in my suite.
It's an incredibly diverse community. We have international students, we have transfer students.
I was really scared when I transferred. I was kind of a nervous wreck almost.
On my first experience here as a transfer student in the spring, I was playing basketball and I was welcomed by all 9 of the other players.
I feel like my friendships here are more genuine. Versus freshman year, you're just meeting everybody, but now I feel like these are lasting friendships.
It's a way to make a friend and have a base that will persist for them throughout their lives and their careers.
Our hidden asset is our undergraduate students. And so for me, if we want to invest in our greatest hidden asset, this is the way to do it.
We are living together. We all want to see each other succeed. Anything you want to see happen, we can make it happen.
This is a very forward-looking idea.
It really has brought a new dimension to living at Cornell.
It feels like home, which is amazing.
I think it's really encouraged a type of growth that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
West Campus has made my Cornell experience here the best that it could possibly be.
I love it because it's home. Yeah.
As each year goes by, students are learning about the program and the vision. It has already begun to have a profound impact on undergraduate life.